lonely. But
Just another American who saw too many movies as a child.
Hello everyone and welcome to After the Film. Today we're going to be talking about Kubo and the Two Strings.
If you must blink, do it now. Pay careful attention to everything you see. No matter how unusual it may seem. If you look away, even for an instant, then our hero will surely perish.
What you need to know up front is, yes, this is an animated film, it is a kid's film, but it is a kid's film that involves a lot of amazingly scary and dark moments. There are these sisters, voiced by Rooney Mara, that are creepy. And when they attack, they go for violence. This movie has blood, it has serious injury, it has death, although most of the actual deaths happen slightly off screen, where it cuts away. But some kids will be scared by this. That is worth knowing. Does that mean you should keep them away? No. It is a good movie with a nice sort of message about family and the importance of memories and like our loved ones. It's good. I already mentioned Rooney Mara voicing the sisters. You also have Art Parkinson as Kubo, the main kid. Without him doing a good voice performance, this movie wouldn't work, and he does great. And the animation on him is really good. This movie is odd. It looks, I'm pretty sure, especially from what they showed during the end credits, it's stop motion. But it has this look to it, like they went over the stop motion with a little something else. Like you get these blurs of motion, which are really unique and interesting. But then as far as voice, you got Charlize Theron as Monkey. And interesting thing is, throughout the movie, I didn't realize it was Charlize Theron. It's actually sounded to me like Sigourney Weaver, which I don't know why. I was surprised when I saw Charlize's name in the credits at the end. But she's good. You get the, she plays sort of two versions of this personality, and like some of the time she's just more caring, more loving, and you feel that in her voice even, not just the performance. And she also is this pushy, demanding thing, and you get that out of the voice, not just the visual, and that's good. Similarly, Matthew McConaughey as the Beetle samurai has a very fun performance a lot of the time, and then as the movie goes, it gets a little more serious, and we've had some violence, we've had some death, and you can feel that in the voice. Like there's a good voice performances going on here. The last one I'd mention is Ralph Fiennes as the Moon King, like the villain. He doesn't have a lot of screen time because it's not about him, it's about getting to him. But once he's there, his performance is pretty good. I mean, there's not a lot to his. I mention it simply because it's an important role, it's not a big role. Now the movie is, I already mentioned the visuals, but the visuals are, there are some visuals here that are amazing. There's this giant skeleton, and I mean giant, because during the end credits they show the model for it. They show it being animated, and it is larger than a regular person. I mean, thinking stop motion, the characters are probably about this tall. This thing's huge. It doesn't even have a full body because it's so big. It has pulleys to move its arms hooked to like little cables. It's big, and the detail on it is amazing, and the way it moves and the way it feels threatening. A lot of times in kids' films you have villains where it's, I don't know, maybe it's not scary enough, it's not powerful enough, you don't get that feel that someone's gonna get hurt. This movie does a really good job of letting you feel that this is dangerous. Kubo could die, Monkey could die, Beetle could die, you know? And things are gonna go badly, and it's a feeling that, as I said before, some kids might be frightened by this. And that's okay. I mean, good. I'm trying to think of something like that when I was little. Something like maybe The Dragon in Sleeping Beauty, where there was menace to it. This has that feel. Where you get the idea with this giant skeleton, with the sisters, that bad things could happen. And that is great in an adventure story. You need that sense of threat for it to work. You also need heart, and this movie has that. Kubo has, and this is right from the beginning, so it's not a spoiler, Kubo has spent his 11 years, I think he's 11, taking care of his mother because his father is dead. That's what he's told, and he's with his mother who isn't very well. She tells him stories and then she can't finish them because she loses track of her thoughts. And Kubo himself goes out and tells these stories in town, and he uses origami, but it's magical origami. He plays his instrument, and the paper dances and folds itself and tells stories. It's amazing visuals in this paper. And it happens a few more times during the movie, but the heart is not those visuals. The visuals are wonderful, but the heart is that Kubo is enjoying telling these stories, and he tells these stories that don't have endings. He's not good at endings because he's dealing with this mother who can't really take care of him. He's had to take care of her. And he's dealing with this father who is a memory he doesn't even really have. And there's this sense of, early in the film, and then at the end of the film, you get this visit to this graveyard where people put the lanterns and light them to talk to their ancestors. And it's all about ghosts and memories and the people who came before, the people who mattered and you lost. And that's what this movie ends up being about. It's about family and attachment and how important it is to connect to other people. The sisters, the Moon King, they are cold. They don't connect with other people. Kubo does. We get that sense early on when there's this old woman, like a beggar, who he talks to every morning when he goes into town to tell stories. Anyway, if you've seen the trailer and you want to see Kubo, go see Kubo and the Two Strings. Solid animated film, great visuals, good voice performances. It's entertaining, it's fun, and it's dark when it needs to be. If you don't want to see it, see something else. There's always something good out there. See more movies.
You've got my attention. I promise I won't even blink. I actually don't think I even can blink. Do I have eyelids?
You are a sad, strange little man.